In our timeline, the Greek campaign is something that is often overlooked and overshadowed by Operation Barbarossa. Known for the terrible performance by Italy, with the Germans and Bulgarians having to bail them out, the Greeks themselves put up a good fight, but were ultimately overrun by the Axis, both on the mainland and the island of Crete. But what if things went differently? Today, the Greek armed forces have come far, integrating new technologies like drones, radar, and more. And in today's video, we'll be simulating in Hearts of Iron 4 what if this modern Greek army time traveled back in time to World War II and the Axis invasion of Greece. Would they be able to hold the horde, or collapse like in our timeline? Well, we first have to compare the equipment that both sides will be using in this video. In 1940, when the invasion started, the Hellenic Air Force was in a small state, having less than 100 combat-capable aircraft. Still though, this small but effective force worked together with the RAF to destroy and successfully contest Italian air dominance. However, by 1941, when Germany got involved, the situation would rapidly deteriorate, with the Luftwaffe crushing Allied air power and invading from the north. Given this fact, the inclusion of the modern Greek planes of the Hellenic Air Force in 2025 would make a huge difference. Greece currently operates a total of 217 fixed-wing aircraft, including 24 Rafale F-3s, 152 F-16Cs and Ds, 24 Mirage 2005 Mark IIs, and 17 ancient and retiring F-4E Phantom IIs. These planes would most likely destroy the Italian Air Force in the first few weeks of the war with their advanced missiles. From there, these aircraft would probably assist with CAS operations, supporting ground forces for the eventual counterattack into occupied Albania, where they could once again make an impact with their futuristic bombs, AGMs, and more. Italy will counter this impressive Greek force with 99 fighters and 55 bomber aircraft, which I can tell you now will not fare well. This force though will soon be reinforced with 400 much better fighters and 500 bombers from Germany, which will pose a bigger threat to Greek aircraft, but still shouldn't be too big of a problem. Moving on from planes, the main way to combat all these is with different anti-airs. The Hellenic armed forces today have access to a diverse range of 1,406 anti-air systems, including PAC-2 Patriots, MIM-23B Hawks, FIM-92 Stingers, and Tor M1s. These advanced systems, armed with radars and guided missiles, will be able to easily intercept many Axis planes to significant ranges, only adding to Greek air superiority. The Italians, on the other hand, will have access to weak flak systems like their WW2 which will not be able to hit the high-flying Greek aircraft. The Germans, though, with their high-velocity Flak 88s in big numbers, could possibly get a lucky hit on a Greek helicopter, however the chance of this happening is very low. Another important aspect of the upcoming simulation is armor and mechanized vehicles. The Hellenic army today has around 1,344 MBTs, with their best one being the Leopard 26, with them having 170 in use. However, the most numerous tank that Greece uses is the older Leopard 185, with about 500 in use and in storage. The advanced optics, electronics, and more that these tanks will have will give the Greek army a significant advantage on the battlefield. Supporting these tanks will be Greece's small IFV force of 40 Marder 183s and 141 older BMP 1A1s, which will offer an advantage with mobile warfare, using their ATGMs and guns. The Greeks also utilize many mechanized vehicles, with them having 4,612 different ones, ranging from older M113s to new and more advanced vehicles like the M1117 Guardian, which will most likely be used for troop movement and supporting fire for the battle. The Italians initially started the invasion with 350 tanks, which isn't too bad of a force on paper, until you realize that the majority of these are actually the L3 Tanker, which can literally be destroyed with modern machine gun fire. This means that there are barely going to be any anti-tank weapons on the Albanian front, and I don't need to tell you what that is going to mean for the poor Italians. Luckily for them though, the arrival of Germany in 1941 will bring some much needed armor in the form of 600 much better tanks and 300 mechanized, with in particular the long-barreled Panzer IVs able to destroy a lot of Greek lightly armored vehicles, which will balance things out. Small arms is something that won't matter too much in Leeson-Hoy 4, so we won't cover this too much. Greece currently has about 162,000 guns, ranging from rifles like the G383, pistols like the Brother M9, submachine guns like the MP5, and snipers like the L96A1. They also have more heavy weapons like the MG3 machine gun, M209 grenade launcher, BGM-2 anti-tank launcher, and M252 mortar, which will all be used to decent effect against the 1940s enemies. Don't expect these to make too much of a difference compared to any supersonic aircraft though, especially considering Germany and Italy combined will have about 434,000 guns and 5,800 heavy weapons like stationary anti-tank guns and mortars. Next for artillery, the Greek army has a lot more advanced ones that easily outrange anything else in the world at the time, with targeting assistance as well, using AI, laser designation, and drones. This includes 700 stationary guns like the M101A1, 152 MLRS systems including the RM70, and 450 SPGs such as the M109 and PZH-2000. Using these, the Greeks will be able to pinpoint and destroy any target without the use of any air support up to several kilometers, catching the Axis forces completely off guard. Speaking of them though, Italy would initially commit 420 toward artillery before they would be reinforced with 650 more pieces from Germany. Both nations didn't send any SPGs to the Greek front. However, even if they did in Hoi 4, it would make very little difference as they would not be able to return fire on any Greek artillery positions because of the sheer range that they will be able to do batteries from. The Navy is not something I normally cover in these videos, and that is down to how Hoi 4 models it, with newer ships not being accurate as to how they will perform in real life. With that being said though, I've made the decision to include it here. Apart from having small patrol and missile boats, the Hellenic Navy has 9 submarines and 13 frigates, with the latest one being the Kimon class, already built but yet to be put into service. I suspect though in this scenario the ship would be rushed into combat with its advanced Exocet and Aster 30 missiles being able to engage and destroy any surface ship from tens of kilometers away. This isn't even including the presence of the Royal Navy in the Mediterranean, which in our timeline played a huge role in supporting Greece, successfully engaging the Italian fleet and supporting land operations with shore bombardments. So the Greek presence would only boost what naval superiority the Allies had in our timeline against the few Axis naval combatants. Now let's discuss equipment only Greece will possess, which includes drones and helicopters. Greece currently has a total of 173 helicopters across all of its branches, including dedicated attack ones like the AH-64E Guardian with its powerful standoff weapons, allowing it to wreak havoc on any unsuspecting target. The helicopter inventory also includes transport ones like the Huey and Blackhawk, which will most likely be used for troop transport and supplies. And finally, Greece also has many dedicated naval helicopters, with ones like the Seahawk able to be used for anti-submarine warfare and transport. It is important to note that in a situation like this, the Greek government would have the ability to commandeer many civilian helicopters for war purposes, like the AB-12 that could be used for transport. The Hellenic Armed Forces also has an abundant inventory of drones, including 22 long-range ones like the indigenous designed Pegasus II, which is intended for recon and surveillance, 100 more shorter-range drones such as the RQ-20 Puma, its main purpose being once again recon, and of course, 50 absolutely lethal strike drones like the Orbiter and Switchblade, with these ones armed with Spike and Javelin missiles able to hit any target from hundreds of meters away. It's hard to state how devastating specifically the strike drones and attack helicopters will be against the 1940s era enemy. The Germans and Italians will be unable to comprehend how they are suddenly being destroyed and wiped off the map from seemingly nowhere. But none of this means anything for the Greek forces if there is nobody to operate this futuristic equipment. So let's finally talk divisions, manpower, and reserves. Greece currently has 143,000 active personnel, totaling 8 initial divisions. These guys will be going up against an only Italian force of 87,000 soldiers for 5 divisions. However, it is most likely to be much more in-game. Aside from its professional army, Greece has 221,000 reservists able to be called up, totaling 15 more divisions. However, these guys will take time to train and mobilize, so I'll only spawn them in 1 or 2 months in after the war starts. By this time, the Germans will most likely be getting involved, bringing 200,000 much better soldiers, totaling 14 divisions. However, once again, there will most likely be a lot more in-game. It is the early morning of October 28, 1940. In the last few days, the Hellenic Air Force has detected significant Italian troop movements across the border, with the EMB-145 AWACS aircraft and Pegasus II drones used to report and photograph different tanks, artillery positions, and troop movements. While the Greek forces have lost all their knowledge in World War II, They know an attack is coming and have already begun mobilizing the reserve forces. When the attack does come, it falls quickly. Italian formations attempt to push into Greek territory, but are instantly wiped out by advanced snipers, mechanized, and tanks. The Hellenic Air Force would establish full air superiority within the first few hours of the war starting, using their long-range AIM-120 air-to-air missiles to completely destroy the small air force Italy committed. Within the first 2 days, it wouldn't be unrealistic to see the whole Italian frontal assault collapse and stop, the Greeks holding their position and biding their time. The first few hours also sees Greek F-16s, Rafales, and F-4 Phantoms bombing and crippling Italian infrastructure and command structures in Albania, while the Hellenic Navy utilizes their Exocet missiles to also hit coastal targets and contest Italian ships with the Royal Navy. On November 3rd, Greece finally launches their counterattack to devastating effect. The night before saw Greek special forces dropped into Albania via paratroopers at night to sabotage communications and make contact with the local Albanian resistance for the upcoming invasion. The force isn't too big, but is able to set up a secure perimeter near Tehran. These elite units utilize night vision, drones, and move quickly to take out Italian garrisons with nobody seeing them. When Hellenic armed forces cross the border, they virtually decimate the Italian defense as many battalions collapse and surrender. Throughout Albania, chaos ensues as the Italians don't even know what just happened. The Greek mechanized army allows them to move fast, and by the end of the 5th, they have completely decimated through the Italian line and are now doing a pincer movement to the capital Tirana. By the 12th, they reach it to heavy resistance, with the Italian garrison surrendering shortly after the city being encircled and swept through. At this point, the Italian command in Rome would be really panicking, wondering why their force just got disintegrated. Any attempts at sending in more soldiers to the front would be met with the Hellenic Navy, who would sink many convoys coming in and out of Albania. Within several days of the war starting, Greek forces have reached the coast, splitting occupied Albania into 2 pockets that would surrender after another few days of harsh fighting. And it is likely that by around the 25th of November at least, Albania would have fully fallen to Greek forces. At this point, Italy is likely to contact Berlin, seeking their support in the situation that has very clearly gone to shit. Germany, though, with the invasion of Yugoslavia yet to happen, and Bulgaria yet to join the Axis, could do little in this situation, and for the next few months, Greek forces would have time to deploy troops and dig in for their next defense. April 1941. Germany has just begun their invasion of Yugoslavia, and Bulgaria has joined the Axis. The Bulgarians throw themselves at Greek forces stationed in Thrace, however thanks to Apache attack helicopters and pinpoint artillery, are quickly pushed back within a few days. However, despite this quick victory, the Greek situation isn't looking all that clear. Although their full army would have mobilized at this time, totaling close to 500,000 soldiers, the front they plan on holding stretching from Albania to Thrace is simply too long, and risks breakthrough by Axis forces. And on the 12th of April, with Yugoslavia collapsing, Hellenic forces pull out of eastern Greece and Albania, sabotaging bridges and more to make life as difficult as possible for moving in enemy troops. The new shorter front line will utilize the natural Greek mountains while holding the key city of Thessaloniki. On April 17th, Yugoslavia capitulates, with refugees and retreating soldiers pouring into Greece, where they are amazed and shocked by what the modern lands and army looks like. However, now, the whole of the Axis is now focused on just Greece. The Luftwaffe aims to break into Greek airspace with their Heinkel 111s and Bf 109s, however quickly find out the hard way what happened to the Italians when their losses absolutely skyrocket, with the Greeks aiming to fight tooth and nail to protect their homeland. On the ground, German, Italian, Bulgarian, Romanian, and even Hungarian forces aim to break the line, with them seeing limited success in more weaker and less armored parts of the line. However, in most areas the attack falls short, with Hellenic Leopards sniping Panzer IIIs and IVs, while drones in the air guide artillery on Axis positions. By late April, air superiority is most likely achieved by the Greeks over their lands, with the Germans pulling out, wanting to save as many planes as possible for the upcoming Operation Barbarossa. Speaking of that though, Germany wouldn't expect Greece to be this advanced and put up this much of a fight, with their leadership making the invasion of Russia in June of 1941, just 2 months away. This leaves them with just two options. Continue the assault into Greece where thousands of Germans are dying to a seemingly unbreakable foe with the hopes of eventually draining their manpower or equipment, in turn postponing or even cancelling the Russian invasion, or go into Russia either. Yeah, of course they still go in. After 2 months of brutal fighting, the German High Command goes through with Operation Barbarossa in June, pulling many troops out for the new front, with Greece only taking about 20,000 casualties throughout the 2 months. A minuscule number compared to what the Axis may have suffered. Greece now has two options. They can either stand and hold their current lands, or take advantage of the situation and go on. Yeah, of course they go on the offensive. And from here, Greece and the Allies have pretty much won. They have completely halted a numerically superior enemy, convincing the British and later the Americans to get involved and send in troops. And it is only a matter of time before the Soviets, facing less German forces, turn the table and begin to push west. Greece could do limited small offensives, possibly pushing into Bulgaria, Macedonia, or even back into Bulgaria. But still, Germany will fall, and the modern Greek forces will have survived, thanks to their tanks, aircraft, drones, and other modern-day equipment. Okay, so welcome to the game everyone, and welcome to Greece. Now, I've been trying to do this for like the last 3 days, but I don't know what's been happening, whether it's been the mod I'm using or the new update, but the game has just been crashing a lot. So I guess if you've seen this, everything went well, but this is probably my third attempt at setting this up, so forgive me if I sound a bit jarred, but that's okay. As you can see, I've got all the equipment over here. I got M109s, Leopard 286s, Leopard 185s, all the equipment, plus I gave them everything. It doesn't show over here, but as you can see, I tried my best to do this as accurately as possible, but of course it won't be completely perfect. But here is our 8 initial starting divisions. We have some mechanized, we have special forces, we have armored, and just standard infantry. So you can see over here I set this all up with the division design. I did all the research using the Ultimate Tech Tree mod. I don't think this has been the cause of the issues. I did say I'm going to try use something else from the last Iran video. However, the 1960 Tech Tree mod isn't updated, and Road to 56 I was also experiencing crashes with, so I'm not sure what exactly I'm doing wrong. Let's go ahead and observe, and let's see how this goes. They have 0 factories, but they're still trying to produce stuff, which is kind of interesting. Let's see what they've done with their units. Trying to train more up, obviously, and they added, for some reason, they actually really like to add armored recon to these divisions, even though they have like 0 light tanks. But as you can see, to like put their divisions on Bulgaria's border, even though they won't join the actual war. Not yet, at least. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and slow the game down, make sure I'm observing, and let's really make sure this goes well. So obviously, because these guys are really fast and modern, the Italians have had no time to launch their attack. These guys are already going off, and what's this? F-16s over the Benelux. Okay, let's see how this goes. So far my prediction is looking out pretty well. The Italians just instantly folding. In fact, I don't see what more they can do. These special forces divisions especially are kind of insane. Here we go, first counterattacks by Italy, and it's just not working whatsoever. So I reckon they're going to try going for that pincer movement to seize Tirana. There we go, we have a F-16. Let's see how the kill ratio is going, if they're actually doing stuff over here. And look at that, they're trying to bomb, but it's actually pretty good. Got 2 kills. No F-16s down yet, at least not that I've seen. Let's go back to Albania. So they've only got 4 divisions up against probably a lot more, and they're doing really well. I'm surprised they're not using an armored division over there, but then again, it's the Hoi for AI. I don't know what we expect. A lot of colonial divisions, and there we go. Instantly defeated. We can actually see the Greeks are doing stuff with their subs, which is pretty cool. Yeah, nothing much though. And then I'd say a week or two, the entire Albanian front has pretty much closed. Interested to see what those planes are going to do though. So they're actually getting a lot of kills over here. The Germans are trying to contest them, but wow, that is very impressive. I mean, not a single one shot down yet. Oh my goodness. Well, that's the power of modern fighter jets. That is a lot of destroyed railways and supply units. Let's see, are they going into... No, they're not. They're planning to go into Yugoslavia, though. So that's going to be very interesting. It's either that or Italy. No. It's got to be a reason why these guys have just gone straight to... Oh, there we go. Okay, so this happened a lot sooner than I expected. It's still only 1940. Let's go ahead and slow the game down. So now with the invasion of Yugoslavia, let's make it so that they deploy them. I'm going to cancel these because I don't think they'll be actually shooting any new divisions in this time. Maybe, but not good ones, I'd say. So we've got 15 new divisions. We're going to convert all these to... So they're already missing some towed artillery, which is kind of alarming. But other than that, they're actually pretty green on equipment, which is actually kind of surprising. With the Iran video, they really ran out of equipment fast, and that was ultimately their downfall. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here in Greece. So expecting once again, and here are the 15 reserve divisions that have just risen up, fully kitted out. Love to see that. See what they can do. Greek Air Force is now finally actually deploying over here, and wow, what a kill ratio. Slow the game down. Almost 50 planes being shot down. Yeah, I reckon these F-16s are going to really clutch up. I mean, they can't do much ground-wise because they haven't got green air, but once they do, it's going to be carnage, that's all I can say. Interestingly enough, it seems like they're setting up a fallback line over here. Something, but I reckon Yugoslavia is going to capitulate soon. There's no saving them at this point. They're losing artillery. They're losing M109s as well, so the SPGs are going to start to run out soon, which isn't good. Well, they're slowly being pushed out, I think. I don't think that... Yeah, they can't survive this forever. There's just too many. Oh, they're going to get encircled as well. Let's see what's going to happen here. Come on, Greece. I think they saved it, but as you can see, the Axis... It's really stupid. The AI is trying to flood in units over here, but they're just going to get themselves encircled, and I think they managed to get out of there just in time. But this one over here might also get encircled. Luckily, though, where's their elite tank division? The elite tank division is actually on the move. This is going to be one hell of a unit. Fully kitted out. Let's see. Leopard 2A6s, M109s, Marder 1A3s. This is going to be pretty devastating. And as you can see, that's our first Greek loss there. It's just the AI being done, but we have a division lost. Let's see how many casualties is going to happen after that guy pops. 200, still very good trading. Not a single F-16 shot down. Really, I don't know what the Axis can do right now air-wise. Casualties. 15k, so not actually the best casualty-wise. More units lost, but oh my goodness. Okay, well, as you can see, that tank division fully just clicked those guys. Tank-on-tank combat, and they are still winning. And they're just gonna keep pushing in. I'm gonna be so pissed if they lose that division. I don't know where they're going though. They're gonna try and single-handedly liberate Belgrade, and there we go. This guy's just fully got encircled. That's weird. I don't know how Bulgaria got their land. They're not even in the war. Good to see though. The Greeks are actually flooding in units. They're determined to hold Albania soon. And actually, they're gonna try and save that tank division, and it's doing pretty well. They can push this one tile over here. They can free these guys, but they're gonna need to hurry up. These mechs are really good though. Beautifully done. Okay. Expanding the front line, which is kinda good, kinda bad, because they saved that tank division, but it's making them more thin and stretched out. I can only imagine what's gonna happen when Bulgaria joins this war. Massive Italian assaults, and instantly folded. Can't hold them on forever. You can see that still slowly and steadily pushing into Albania. In fact, they're going in for the encirclement over here. Greece is being an idiot and are not covering their flanks. Okay, that was a close one. They managed to get a unit in there. However, they've got holes in their front lines, which is the main thing I was worried about. They can't hold this forever. They need to pull back, but obviously the AI won't do that. Oh, look at that. For the first time, we have green air, and now the CAS can actually begin. That number is only going to go more and more up, and wow. They're just reinforced with like 200 more planes, but those are instantly going to disappear. First F-16 shot down to anti-air, which is not too surprising. I mean, I don't know what to expect if they're going to do low runs. And for the first time, we actually see British troops on the Greek lands. So the more and more Greece holds, the longer they hold, the more the Allies will have confidence in sending in units, and especially with the US when they get involved, which most likely is going to happen very shortly with Pearl Harbor. Just endless assaults. Airwall, fully green now. Look at that. And wow, what a number. We're getting into 50 casts, and these attacks are just instantly failing now. They're attrition really bad. This is not going well for the Axis whatsoever. Equipment, and look at that. I don't know whether it's from factories or from something else, but Greece is mostly green. I don't count light tanks because to put that there. Only thing they're missing are F-16s, Apaches, and M109s. But other than that, they are green on everything. They're not being done, they're not endlessly assaulting, they're just biding their time while these guys absolutely destroy themselves endlessly charging in. Wow, look at that. Because the Italians are so weak, the British are actually able to naval invade in. Probably won't get anywhere, but it's still pretty cool. Another wave of planes. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Bulgaria has joined the war. Let's slow the game down, because this may just be the downfall of Greece. They've actually prepped units over here, which is pretty good, and because I saw gaps here before, I was kind of worried. But they at least have units, but surely they can't hold against this, right? Maybe? Wow, it's going to be close. They are barely holding, and first wave has officially been defeated. Oh, nice try, Bulgaria, trying to come in and save the day there for the Axis, but I don't think it's going to help. There we go, we have Bulgarian planes, I think, over here, but not going to make any difference. There we go. Just like that, the attack has been completely halted, and now they're sending in reinforcements, so I really don't think that was going to go anywhere in the first place. Oh, that's surprising. They did actually pull out of this little line of Yugoslavia they were holding. Pretty smart move, actually. I reckon they just want to go ahead and hold the most important bits, except they're now dangerously low in troops on the Albanian front. I think I actually don't know what they're doing, why they're doing this. Well, I trust the AI. I mean, I don't trust the AI, but I think the AI knows what it's doing, maybe. They're out of anti-air now, which is not too alarming considering they're pretty good on it, except on this front, but focusing over here, and look at that cast damage. Wow. They're also trying limited attacks into southern Bulgaria. I mean, this is a mountain tile, and there's a lot of units on there, so even with modern equipment, I don't think it's going to take more than just a reserve division to push that. Oh, here we go. This is the big tank, the one we've all been waiting for. Look at this, still fully kitted out with leopards. This is all they need. Really, this is all they need. And instantly clicked. Hopefully he's not an idiot and gets this thing encircled, because this is best division on the field right now, other than the Special Forces one. Oh shit, what have they done here? Oh, you idiot. They're really committed to this offensive though. Trying to go for the Bulgaria cap maybe. This is all going to change though. This is a lot of pressure that Greek is under still, but I reckon it's all going to change as soon as Barbarossa happens. Speaking of Barbarossa, they're going in. This is going to be the downfall of Germany. Going up against a modern day Greek force plus the USSR, this is going to definitely kill them. F-16's now absolutely bombing the shit out of Romania and Bulgaria over here. Oh, first Greek city captured. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. With 8 full divisions, but they're going to be pushed out. Oh, that isn't good. Almost got yourself encircled. In fact, they might actually be encircled over here. There is no ports. They're going to be completely cut off if that tile is taken, and oh my goodness. Can they fix this? Can they fix this? Come on, Greece. Axis trying to flood in units there to hold that, but there's no match. And okay. That was a real close goal. I really don't like how the AI just leaves massive gaps in their front line, like right over here. Whenever they shuffle the divisions around, it's really annoying, but nothing much you can do, unfortunately. Once again, this Bulgarian offensive is moving forward. They're just slaughtering whole units of divisions. I reckon the Sofia push is gonna have to happen soon. If they can get Sofia, that'd be so funny. Plovdiv, though, is gonna fall. That's one of the biggest cities in Bulgaria, so there's that. They're going for the cap. I reckon they're seriously going for the Bulgaria cap. They completely deorg all the divisions. There's no counter to this tank division. This is like the most elite one. And they have tanks for days. Do they? Yeah, they do. No, nothing is piercing those level 2A6s. Green Air over Bulgaria now. Nice. They're almost up to the Romanian border. That is insane. Oh, okay. Assault on Sofia. And just in time for Operation Barbarossa as well. And as you can see, there are already a lot less, just like how I predicted, there are a lot less Axis troops over here. Just in time for this fall of the Bulgarian capital. Gone. That is huge. They could seriously go for the cap now. They got the air threat, they got the equipment mostly, and they got the manpower for it as well. Good to see they're actually using their air force for CAS in their own lands rather than just sending it off to fight in Poland or whatever. That's what really annoyed me about the Iran video, because the AI did that for some reason. Huge Greek assault into Macedonia and Albania. Oh, the poor Italians. And look at that, they've reached the Romanian border and they are actually very close to capitulating Bulgaria. Let's see how far now. Oh, they're so close. Oh, they've done it. There we go. The modern day Greek forces are fully triumphed over the Bulgarians. That's insane. And now they're going for one last push into Albania. You can see there's no Axis troops under here because they're already struggling really badly against the Russians. Look at that, they're going for the Bulgaria push. The only thing I can say is that I hope they don't get spread out too much, although they are deploying units. They're also losing equipment slowly, which isn't good. And you can see that's why you don't want to overstretch too much, because then you have a very open front line right over here that can be easily exploited. I wonder when the link-up is going to happen. We could possibly see a Soviet-Greek link-up in Romania if the Russians can get their shit together. Full green air across the entire southern Balkans now. That's insane. And wow, I didn't even see that they took Bucharest as well. So we could possibly see a Romania cap, which would completely just shatter the entire Barbarossa front line. Speaking of which, what the fuck is Germany doing? I'm sorry, I have to go ahead and see this. That's Poland. That's Germany. They made a small breakthrough and they've just fully exploited it and are now snaking all the way to Smolensk and maybe Moscow. Could possibly see a liberation of Belgrade, which should be very cool to see. Albanian encirclement, they're trying to get troops out of there. If Greece is really smart, they'll put their subs right in the Adriatic and raid all these people trying to escape. There's no way though. Yeah, they all got out of there pretty fast. Or maybe not, because Greece is not attempting to clear up this encirclement at all. There they go. The Greek Navy is still going at it with the subs, just intercepting convoys. I haven't seen those 13 frigates. In fact, I think they're here. I don't know what they're doing. They're just stationed there. Liberation of Belgrade. Look at that. I don't even see it once again. And they actually managed to capture a lot of factories, meaning I moved all their factories, by the way, but they managed to capture some of their lands, and now they're actually making a lot of cool stuff. Plus 1990s destroyers with VLS systems. Okay. Still pretty heavy, in a pretty heavy debt with artillery, anti-air, and just a ban F-16s, but air's probably not something they should worry about, considering that this is their situation that they have. They'll be fine. Oh, the Albanian encirclement is trying to do a breakout operation. I don't think it's going to work, though. Oh, here we go. Bulgarian counteroffensive. This is going to be big. Let's see if they can stop this. In fact, Greece is already flooding units there. And I think it's been just about halted. That's pretty scary. That just shows how you really gotta cover all your front lines, because something like that can happen. And yeah, because of that, this entire eastern front has sort of collapsed there. In fact, we see mechanized pulling out of Bucharest. And US has joined the Allies, which is pretty good. Could possibly see more US troops on the ground in this front. Greece got encircled up here. Sure, they'll be mostly fine. They're trying to liberate anyway. Trying to save this guy. Do they do it? Maybe. What kind of division is this? It is reserve. And a mechanized unit. That isn't good. We want to save the mech. There we go. Got him out. And look at that. Albania front finally cleared, so they have more manpower to send. This isn't good though. I don't know what the hell Greece is doing, but this entire front is just fully collapsed. Holy shit. This is not going well. Did I speak too soon? Did I say that Greece was going to win too soon? There are so many encirclements. They got to send troops over, and to be fair, they finally are now, including that elite tank division. No encircled yet. Oh my god! And the encircler has begun the encircled. Never mind, they got freed. Maybe. Oh my god, and the encircler once again has become the encircled. Never mind, they got freed. This is just going to be a never-ending cycle at this point. What the fuck is going on? I think Greece has it under control. That was a bit of a slip-up in an otherwise flawless campaign. I don't know why Germany's once again sent down so many divisions down here. But I guess they have bigger things to worry about. Oh my gosh, huge Greek offensive. They finally cut the bullcrap. They said, okay, fuck you, we're not getting pushed anymore. We're gonna show you what we're made of, and we're gonna do a massive offensive. And I think 10,000 Germans just died in that single offensive. They're still pushing, I think. No, they're not. They stopped. And the encircler has become the encircled. They're trying to free it, but they can't. Oh, that isn't good. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's a mech division as well. That's got martyrs in them. They can't exactly produce that again, unlike just standard guns. Surely they don't lose that. Come on. Yes, okay, good. They're trying their best to break this now into Bulgaria to save these guys. Look at that. Germans are just flooding in units. I mean, oh my gosh. Don't you have bigger problems to worry about? Jesus. It's gonna be close. Oh no, they're done for. That is gonna be a huge loss for the Greeks there, that mechanized division. Almost 200,000 losses. How are they doing on mech? They still got a lot of martyrs, but that was a big loss because it's not like they can train that again. Oh shit! Oh shit! I did not even see. Oh, that was the Russians. The Russians actually got to Bucharest first. Oh, would you look at that? I guess the Russians are finally here to save the day. Finland just surrendered, and now could possibly see a god tier encirclement over here. Definitely keeping an eye on that front. What a predicament. Bulgaria is now completely surrounded now by the Greeks, and yet they are still pushing because the Greeks don't have enough divisions to fully hold this. Oh my gosh. Greece trying to do something about this. About to take Thessaloniki. Greece. Oh gosh. I'm so confused. What the fuck's going on? Oh, thank goodness Thessaloniki still holds. It's a big win. These two guys just got encircled. The AI just hates cleaning up encirclements for some reason. They need to finish these guys off quickly. They advanced really far into Yugoslavia. That's impressive. They've sort of given that up though with all their Greek territories. And oh my gosh, they lost Thessaloniki. That's kind of embarrassing. I thought you had that in the bag, Greece. What the fuck? Oh shit, the modern tank division just got encircled. I don't know why they're holding this the Carpathians over here. I mean, they saved it, but still. They gotta pull out. They gotta get the fuck out of there. How come Russia's once again losing? This is probably the most strangest game I've ever played in my entire life. Either that or the modern Greek forces have seriously fucked with this timeline. And not in a good way. Constantly encircled and unencircled and encircled and unencircled. That's how this game has pretty much been. Oh my gosh, they're doing the usual. They're just they're helping the Russians. Okay. This is actually pretty impressive. They've gotten to a point where they've fully mastered manufacturing in the 1940s timeline with their modern equipment, and now they're producing Apaches, F-16s, assault rifles, Leopard 2A6s, and SAMs. It's probably helping their equipment. They're probably not going to fix a lot of these deficits, though. But still, it's cool to see. Oh, they're going to take Thessaloniki again. Liberate it, come on. There we go. When they take... Oh my god. I clearly missed something up here because half of Poland is now just Russian and they're pushing to Berlin. I was like, why is Hungary a German puppet? And then I looked up and holy shit, that's what happened. Oh no, but Yugoslavia's getting pushed again. Oh, they got encircled again. Oh, we could see a huge encirclement in Bosnia over here. Get it. Get it. Never mind, they're just gonna circle up here. And Belgrade just fell again. Yugoslavia's pretty much just collapsing right now because they're trying to go on the offensive and it's just not working. They're losing even more artillery now. So I'm slowly seeing these numbers, these red numbers, get bigger and bigger, which isn't good. And they're also losing F-16s. Wonder how. I'm not getting shut down too much, and they're still doing 0 CAS. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, these guys got freed. How cool is that? And they're gonna get encircled. 9 Hungarian divisions just got obliterated. There we go. Let's look at casualties. Who's justifying war goals? Okay, there's that. So 330,000 casualties, mostly from Germany. Romania, 200k. Slovakia, 100k killed. Oh my gosh. Germany, 2.1 million killed. Hungary, 212k killed. Croatia, 40k killed. Bulgaria, 200k killed. Italy, 1.5 million killed. That's pretty big. Lots of damage, like I said. And this front is only going to keep getting bigger. Oh, Sofia encirclement. Look at that. Sitting once again in Greek hands. Seems like the front is sort of calmed down, but I don't want to say anything because you never know what can happen in these kinds of scenarios. Oh my gosh. Oh, more of Poland is now gone to the Soviets. I think that slowly and steadily, unless D-Day happens soon, this is gonna see, it's gonna be a completely red Europe. Except for the Balkans, which will be Greek. Oh, it is August of 1942. And the Axis situation is not looking good. They are being pushed pretty badly by the Russians. And over here, Greece has pretty much got free reign now. I feel like it's now fair to say that the Greeks have this in the bag, just about. It'd take the AI really fucking up to throw this campaign away, but I don't think that'll happen. They're going for an all-out offensive now into Bulgaria and Romania. Full of Bucharest. Oh, that's our first cap. And that's our second cap. We've got 2 capitulations in a row. I feel like it's finally over at this point. There's no coming back from this from the Axis. And I think we will have the link up shortly. More encirclements. And these guys are getting crushed. So many casualties. So many casualties. And look at that, they actually fixed their artillery deficit. It's probably not modern artillery. Yeah, it's probably Lend-Lease or captured ones, so not the best. And anti-air, still nothing. And there goes Italy now. So it's all falling apart slowly. It's all falling apart. They need to give this land away because they're losing manpower because of police. But it probably doesn't matter too much at this point. Berlin's going to fall soon, which is crazy to think about. They're now pushing into Austria. That's really impressive. Could we get to Vienna? That's the big question. Even getting encircled. Oh, they're going to link up with the Italian front. Holy shit. It's all progressing so fast now. All it took was the Russians to help, and now this is completely collapsing. We got a huge allied front end in view. We might not even need a D-Day at this point. Doesn't look like they're even preparing for one. Yeah, I think this should be good. At this point, I think Greece has it in the bag. They're very spread out once again, but they have allied support, which is good. You have British troops and pretty much American troops and Commonwealth troops helping, and Yugoslav troops as well, which is good. And look at that. In Romania, the link-up has finally happened, and we have one unified front against the Axis. Poor Hungary is about to absolutely crushed over here. Let's see if the F-16s are still doing work. In Czechoslovakia, they are. Still getting incredible kills. There are a lot less F-16s now, I noticed. So they must have lost a couple, either that or they're spread out. But no, it's actually 44 and 18 over here. So yeah, they definitely lost a lot of fighting Falcons in this war, but I'd say it was pretty much worth it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Berlin fell. We are well... It's well and truly over. It's well and truly over. So I think this is the first video that we've actually had in this entire series where the modern day forces have actually won against World War II forces. Because the first video we did Poland, they lost. Finland, they lost. Iran, they lost. But Greece actually survived. It was pretty close at a couple times, I'll admit, especially when Thessaloniki fell. I actually thought it was over then, but they managed to come back. So I think we're just waiting now for Germany to capitulate, which should be very close. It's well and truly over now. I don't know what more to say except how big Greece is on the map. We own all of Albania, Bulgaria, and a huge chunk of Romania. And Vienna's about to fall now, so it's gonna be over. France is also liberated. Oh, there's Greek... Okay, like I said, Greek soldiers fighting in France. That's pretty cool to see. The modern day Leopard 206s must be going ham here. Oh. What's gonna happen? I didn't even see how much war score Greece has. Let's pause the game and look at that. Greece has officially won, and as they took southern Albania, a bit of Macedonia, and a huge chunk of Bulgaria. So that's it. That's what happened. This is the first time actually that the modern day forces have won. So that's it. The modern day Greek forces have officially triumphed over the Italian invasion, German invasion, Bulgarian invasion, and the whole Axis invasion. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too boring. School's finally over, so I should be getting back to a normal schedule very shortly. Thank you for all the support, and make sure you comment below what ideas you want to see next. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you later.